I heard Montreal, I heard Vancouver.
I've also heard lots of interesting Canadian city names, which I've never heard of before.
Yep. All right, Kev, it's time for game number 3. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Yansu, the Blues Egg player leading 2-0. He is SoulKey. And his opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, the Red Protoss. Make some noise for Trap!
Very early scout here by Trap.
Yeah.
With 9, which is very surprising considering the fact that he's just going for a gateway in his main base. Hide away, Ben.
Well, he's down 0-2, don't want to get caught by a crazy early pull. Overlord's going to see this. It's Hatch first, in fact. Trap's wishing he'd gone with the Forge.
It's going to be hard for Trap to really do something about it.
Yeah. Does get a good scout, though. Sees exactly what his opponent is up to and will no doubt be dropping an expansion pretty quickly himself.
Yeah, might not even start mining gas, even though when this simulator finish up. Now he's going to put 2 probes in it immediately. I wonder where Trap is going with this, man. That's such an early scout.
Yeah. I really think he was just scared of the early pull. I think he wanted to make sure.
I'd be scared of SoulKey too, man.
Everything that SoulKey does is scary. Certainly his Zerg gameplay is awe-inspiring and terrifying in and of itself. Gas goes down for SoulKey. He's going to be working on that early lane speed once more.
Poor Trap.
Trap's in trouble, man. He's up against it.
I just don't know, and I wonder if Trap actually knows what he wants to do, because once more I was so surprised by what he did the last game. I feel that doesn't really identify Trap as a player at all. And it's a good build, don't get me wrong. I don't think it's necessarily that amazing on Whirlwind, but he was selling it well, but the moment that SoulKey just saw something, he was thrown off immediately. And I also think that delaying it a little bit in the early game wasn't perhaps the best idea. Either way, maybe Trap can surprise us and show us something amazing here at game number 3 in Yangzhou. Otherwise, man, we're going to see a final between 2 players that have just been phenomenal all weekend long.
Ling speed on the way for SoulKey. He's pulled everything off gas, though, so nothing crazy in the cards. He's just going to be playing another normal macro game. And why change it, Kevin? He has crushed Trap in these last 2 macro games. Trap has got to change it up if he's going to bounce back.
SoulKey won 5 PVZs or ZVPs on a row now today. That must feel pretty good. That's like, all right, bring on game number 6. I think I have this matchup pretty much figured out right now. Of course, the loss against MC was surprising to a lot, and perhaps even surprising to SoulKey. And MC played well, showed us some very interesting and very well refined builds. And maybe Trap can bring something like that to the show now as well.
He's no doubt been looking at those replays and VODs in preparation for a SoulKey final. It's looking more and more likely that SoulKey will meet him there. Stargate is the choice, which is not so different from what Trap has been doing.
Nope, but there are many ways to go at it with a Stargate. This time he might actually turn it into a macro game, go up to 3 bases. He might try to go Stargate units and put on a little bit of gateway pressure at the same time. Even though it's been Stargate both games so far, Game 1 and Game 2 were completely different, and it was a completely different use and purpose of the Stargate. And it could be all different once more. There are a lot of small mid-game timings that perhaps Trap is going to try to catch SoulKey off guard with, but just look at the mobility on the minimap. SoulKey scouts everything and everywhere. It's almost impossible to get a pylon off somewhere on the map without this guy just being aware of it.
SoulKey going to go up to 8 lings as speed finishes up. Nothing he can do with him, though, as the door is closed. He sees the Stargate, sees the Phoenix building. He will be able to start preparing for his mid-game.
At least this opening from SoulKey is a little less economical as it was on Whirlwind, so if Trap, would dot something similar as he did in the last game, he's not facing like this massive economic disadvantage. But as soon as his 3rd base is going to be up and running and fully saturated, SoulKey is once more going to find himself in a reasonable position. But we will see what Trap has in mind to prevent that.
Fast layer from SoulKey. That's a small change.
Also throwing down a couple of sports.
The layer before Evo Chamber, before Roach Horn.
So Overlord almost fell off the map, so the Phoenix didn't see it.
This is such a fast layer. What is he going to do with it? Maybe nothing, maybe something.
The Phoenix count is going to be quite high, so dropping a Spire would probably not be the best idea.
Yeah, I don't expect that. I am wondering if he was thinking about some weird Nidus play, but that's obviously going to get shut down as well. Phoenixes will keep any Overlords off the map. It looks more and more like he's going to go Spire, though.
I don't think he's going to do it. If he sees that the Phoenix count goes up to 4 already, and I think even a 5th one is on the way. So Trap really committing to this Phoenix production, we will see. You know, I used to be a big fan of this like Spire against target, as it was a good way to trick your opponents, but I feel that these days it's just a little easier for Protoss to scout. Hallucinations are going to make it a little easier as well, when your real Phoenixes can't deal damage anymore, or even afraid to fly in. So I think it's smart that he's just dropping the Hydra then.
Yeah.
I think that's a much safer choice by SoulKey.
And I think it's something that Trap's going to be pretty happy about. He's already got the Robo going down, so he'll be able to switch into Colossi very quickly.
Yeah, this looks pretty okay. He's been picking off quite a few units, might be able to do some more damage, and if he's lucky, those Hydras spawn one at a time, so he might be able to pick off a few Hydra lists, because once more, Phoenixes are excellent against Hydras in small numbers. Now, as soon as it's like 7, 8, 9 Hydras together, you don't really want to fly into it, but he might be able to pick off a few here and there if they spawn one by one.
Yeah. Ling's still dancing around outside the natural expansion. They see these rocks being worked on. They see what's happening at the front. By every indication, Trap wants to go up to 3 bases.
SoulKey wants to make sure that Trap is not sticking on 2 bases. A build that Trap used multiple times in this tournament is the Phoenix opening into 2 Immortals and 2 Colossi and make their way across the map. A very strong 2-base all-in, but which has worked as well for Trap. But this time he's not going to do it. As we can see, he's still producing probes. He's already up to 52 workers, and SoulKey is just going to double-check that to see if that's actually what's going on. I like the fact that he's seriously committed to the Phoenix. It's not just 3, but 5, 6.
Yeah.
It's going to make it a lot harder for SoulKey to scout throughout the entire game, and I feel they serve a better purpose as well.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to worry for SoulKey. His Hydra production has begun. First Colossus is already on the way. It'll be out before Hydra's going to cross.
These 4 Hydras are an easy pick-off.
Very well done by Trap. Uh-oh.
Maybe he should have only picked up 3.
What are you thinking, Hydras? No, actually, they'll save the
Oh my god, are you
What?
serious? That's just stupid.
Wow.
4, 4, and 5 HP.
Okay, I guess so.
Trap.
Trap can't catch a break, man. Still going to be hard for these Hydras to get a whole lot done. Spire goes down behind this. Kevin, there's not been much investment in upgrades for things like Hydras or Lings. I think we might see a Muta switch still.
Yeah, it could be possible, but +2 is already on the way. There are still a couple of Phoenixes out on the map. Either way, this game is already looking better for Trap than it's done the entire series, so that's hopeful. As Ben, I frankly, even though it's been a very long weekend,
no, man! If a Muta switch was likely, it is now inevitable.
1,000 gas saved up.
Dude, he just flew through a rock. I don't know if you saw that, but I sure did.
I saw it.
He should see the Spire.
I'm surprised it didn't crash.
Is there going to be another Phoenix in production?
You think?
He is not making Phoenixes, Kevin.
This is the absolute dream scenario to switch into Phoenixes when it's just like, all right, he just lost 4 out of 5 Phoenix. Right now he's probably worried about Roaches and Hydras. Trap doesn't seem to be aware of yet that this is coming.
14 Mutas. You know, Naniwa said if he was a Muta, he'd like to meet a Void Ray. I think he'd be happy to know that SoulKey's Mutas are about to meet a couple Colossi.
He'd be very happy with that.
14 Mutas with +1 researching.
Not a single cannon is up in either of those mineral lines. Yes, there are 2 cannons defending this base, but still the Muta count is going to get very high. We can already see Lings and Hydras mobilizing over here on the right side of the map, and the Mutas are heading into the main base.
This is going to
still
be
no new Phoenixes on the way.
An impossible defense. Lings and Hydras on the right side of the map have drawn Trap's attention. Surprise! Here come the Mutas. They're going to go after the Twilight Council. He doesn't know the blink is already done. But that'll still shut down the Templar tech. If he can kill that building Templar Archives, he should see it. And that'll make it very difficult to rebuild it. On the other side of the map, it looks like Trap might be thinking base trade. Here comes that focus on the Templar Archives. And it's going to get canceled.
Okay, that's pretty good news. That means no Archons for quite a while. 9 additional Mutas on the way. It seems like SoulKey
mining has been shut down in the main base.
But still, I don't think this was all that bad yet for Trap. Obviously, it was pretty bad, and he took a lot of damage. A lot of Lings and Hydras trying to run into that third base.
Oh, that Colossus is looking a little bit lonely. He's going to get surrounded. Mutas are here, too. One Colossus falls. Second Colossus falls. Third Colossus is going to go down as well. SoulKey doing everything right. Muta's now in the natural. Hydra's being chased away. 32 Lings and 14 Hydras. This guy just switches between tech like it's free, man. It's unbelievable. Stalker's going to push up into the 4th expansion. 22 Lings and 14 Hydras are going to make it very difficult for these Stalkers to get anything done. The Mutas will do a flyby, and they're going to get chased away.
There's still 21 Mutalisks on the map as well. It doesn't feel like that. And now with all those additional Lings and Hydras on the way, I think it's going to be very hard for Trap to make these Stalkers truly worth it. He's in a very dicey position as well. SoulKey setting up the big flank.
Great looking engagement for SoulKey. Good force fields might let Trap disengage, but the Hydras are pouring through. Muta's taking a little more damage perhaps than they should, but here come the rest. Those force fields are going to expire. Here come the Hydras. And now Trap's got to run. It's 100 supply to 190. SoulKey looks unstoppable in Zerg versus Protoss. Wow. Trap backs up all the way to his natural, but how is he going to stop this wave of Zerg from crashing into his base?
SoulKey is about to win his 6th ZVP on a row, and he will secure the spot.
SoulKey advances.